Good day! In today's lesson, we will be dealing with subordinating conjunction. So what are subordinating conjunctions? When we say subordinating conjunctions, it connects a subordinate clause or dependent clause to an independent clause. So it serves as a link between two clauses. But what is a dependent clause? So when we say independent clause, it has a subject and predicate and expresses a complete thought. So example, Dr. Rizal chose to read the poem aloud. So here, it is an independent clause because we have the subject who is Dr. Rizal. He is the subject because he is the one who do the action in the sentence. So our predicate here will be the word chose because it is a verb and it tells something about the subject. So in this statement, we can see that it expresses a complete thought because we already know who chose to read the poem aloud. Thus, this will be our independent clause. Another example, he buys this car for Anna. So this is our independent clause because we have the subject, he, and the predicate or the verb buys, which express a complete thought. Next is the dependent clause. So it has a subject or verb and does not express a complete thought. Example,
Because he is very confident about his speaking skills, so even though we have the subject he and the predicate is, it doesn't express a complete thought because we don't know what's the cause why he's being confident about his speaking skills. Another example, when the time comes. Although we have the subject he and the verb comes, it doesn't express a complete thought because we don't know what he will do when the time comes. Is he going to study abroad? Is he going to have a vacation somewhere? So since we already know the difference between an independent and dependent clause, let's have examples of subordinating conjunctions. So the first one is because it indicates a cause or reason. Example, Victor chose to read the poem aloud because he is very confident about his speaking skills. So as you can see here, the subordinating conjunction because was used to connect the independent clause which is Victor chose to read the poem aloud and the dependent clause which is he is very confident about his speaking skills. Aside from that, because also indicates a cause or reason, if we are going to ask why did Victor choose to read the poem aloud, the reason is because he is very confident about his speaking skills. Next example, I'm staying in because it's snowing. So our independent clause here will be I'm staying in and the dependent clause is because it's snowing. So because here indicates a reason. If we are going to ask why he or she is staying in, what's the reason? Because it's snowing. Another example, Lee Jung-suk didn't go to work yesterday because he was ill. So what will be our independent clause here? Okay, so Lee Jung-suk didn't go to work yesterday. How about our dependent clause? Because he was ill. So aside from because connects an independent clause to dependent clause, it also shows the reason. If we are going to ask why Lee Jung-suk didn't go to work yesterday, the reason is because he was ill. Next example of subordinating conjunction is if, which indicates a condition. Example, if I have money, I will buy a car for you. So as you can see here, before that person buys a car for someone, the condition should be he must have the money first. So if indicates a condition. Now the word if also links the dependent clause if I have money and the independent clause which is I will buy a car for you. Next example, if he were a better writer than the speaker, he would have chosen to do essay writing. So here the condition is if he were a better writer than the speaker, which also serves as our dependent clause. And our independent clause is he would have chosen to do essay writing. Another example, if she knew the answer, she would win the prize. So as you can see here, before she would win the prize, the condition stated is that she must know the answer. So here, the dependent clause would be, If she knew the answer in the independent clause is, she would win the prize. Next is the subordinating conjunction though, which shows contrasting ideas. Example, though she eats a lot, she maintains a slim body. So as you can see here, the subordinating conjunction is used to contradict statement that she was able to maintain a slim body even though she is eating a lot. Our dependent clause here will be though she eats a lot. And the independent clause will be she maintains a slim body. You also have to remember that a comma is used at the end of the dependent clause. If the subordinating conjunction is located at the beginning of a statement, a comma is placed at the end of the dependent clause. Next example, Victor is recognized as the best speaker in school, though he is also admired as a writer. Here, though is used to show contradiction. He is recognized as the best speaker, but contradicts it by saying that he is also admired as a writer. As you may also notice here, we didn't place a comma if the subordinating conjunction is located in the middle part of the sentence. Next, we also have another example. I am still fighting for the both of us, although she already gave up. Next is the subordinating conjunction when, which indicates time. Example, she was tired when she arrived in class. As you may see, the conjunction when indicates when this person was tired. It was also used to connect our independent clause, which is she was tired, and our dependent clause, which is when she arrived in class. Another example, when Victor stands in front of an audience, everyone expects a great speech. Here, through the conjunction when, we're able to know when was the time when everyone expects a great speech. Next is the conjunction where, which indicates place or location. Example, no one dares to go where Victor stands. Here, aside from it indicates the time, it also used to connect the independent clause, no one dares to go, and the dependent clause, which is where Victor stands. We also have another example. Bulacan was the place where I said my last goodbye. So those are some examples of subordinating conjunction. That's the end of our discussion. I hope you've learned something from today. Thank you.